someone who's traveled the world, and trust me, I've seen a lot of really big healers, quote unquote, the people that people look up to, the gurus. I've seen them all. I've met most of them. And you'd be surprised how many of these people behind the cameras, when the cameras are off, they're not having the best day ever. They are bitching, they're moaning, they're complaining, they're miserable, they have human emotions, they're real people. You know, you gotta understand, they're no better than you. Don't feel like, I mean, I feel this a lot sometimes where I used to, where I felt like I was in detention and everybody else was outside having a party, having a good time. I know a lot of you feel like that. Everybody else is having a greater time than me. They're not. Okay, they might have a little bit more money or whatever, but it's going to catch up. Everybody has their price to pay. Everybody has things that they have to deal with. So please don't feel bad for what you're going through. And if I can make you feel better in any way, let me know. Just email me. My website is beautifylife.com. Pretty easy. Google my name. There's 200 websites, but they all go to the same email. Book that I have out at healyourself101.com talks about how to heal yourself, basically for anything. And it's body, mind, and spirit. It's not just raw food. That's a piece of it. But if you really want to heal anything, you got to take all the things in consideration. And it's basically living the way nature intended you to. And right now it's a downloadable book, so you can start this within 20 seconds of downloading it. So yes, I am coming out with a real book really soon, but right now it's instant information. I want to help you guys. I want to help the world. I want to do the best that I can with what I can. Right now it's grassroots, but I mean, basically, be you. Put the love out there. That's what I'm doing. You know, ripple it out there, and it's leaving its mark. You might not feel it right now, but it's leaving its mark. Every smile, every hug, every nice thing that you say to somebody you don't like, you're leaving a mark, and you're changing it. You're changing the universe, little by little, cell by cell, thought by thought. So do your bit. Do it for yourself. Do it for me. Do it for everything. And so you're leaving your mark. Any questions? Anybody? Yes. Yeah. Well, the small thing I'm doing right now is actually a video on. This is, I think, kind of important. I'm doing a video actually this week as I'm doing the last stuff. It's how everybody says, isn't raw food expensive? And I go, yeah, if you go to Whole Foods, it's $300 a week. It's ridiculous, you know, and it's organic foods. And let me tell you something about organic foods. Organic, quote-unquote, foods is grown in farms in soil that's probably been farmed for 100 years, and there's hardly anything left in the soil, and it's watered by municipal water, which is fluoride and chlorine in it, and the plants are really wimpy because they know they're getting watered every day, so they don't have to try hard to be alive. So that's organic. What I'm talking about is you go outside your house, there's stuff growing wild right in your neighborhood. The wild stuff, the wild crafted, it doesn't know it's going to get watered. It has to survive. It's growing roots 20 feet deep in the ground, and it's sucking the minerals, the saponins, the steroids, the alkaloids, everything up into the plant. It's 1,000 times more richer and better for you than anything you buy in the grocery store. So I'm making a video about foraging, not just wild foods that's growing in your neighborhood. Even like, okay, let's say you have a liver problem, which everybody does, by the way. Any toxin that you breathe in or you suck in, it's going through your liver. Right now, everybody here is breathing jet fuel. 100% of all breast milk in this country has jet fuel in it. You're breathing it in right now. So you have to clean your liver twice a year. No matter how perfect or raw fooder you are, you need to clean. And what's in all the liver formulas? Milk thistle. What is milk thistle? It's that weed growing in your crack in your sidewalk right outside your door. It's free. Okay? You don't have to pay $30 to buy this stuff. You have digestive problems, dandelions. Okay? It's a weed. I mean, I know people. I filmed this one guy last week in Phoenix. He's been living 17 years off of nothing but what grows in his neighborhood. He walks outside his door and he just starts picking and eating stuff. People have fruit trees growing in their neighborhood. They don't even touch the fruit. It falls to the ground and it rots. So he lives in Phoenix, which is in the desert. He eats dates, oranges, he eats dandelions, and I don't know, he listed all this stuff that he lives off of, and he's been living like this for 17 years. You should see the guy. He's the most spiritually calm, beautiful, together guy I've ever met. And I'm going to Edible Landscaping next week, but what I'm saying is this whole video is about how to live off of free food. Yes, it does include gardening too. I got some video of people that show you don't need a huge spot to grow your own garden. To live completely off your own food that you grow. You really don't need a big property. You don't need a lot. So it's showing you how to get free food. And if they cut off all the grocery stores and restaurants, if they cease to exist, which can happen actually, believe it or not, what would you do? How would you live? Well, I think we should live the way every other living being on the planet lives. That is eating things that grow in nature. And guess what? We might get healthier because of it. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. I'm actually glad what's happening. I'm glad the economy is happening the way it is. I'm glad things are falling apart. Because it's forcing people to wake up and see how we're supposed to live. To stop depending on the government for money. Stop depending on doctors for your health. You walk outside your door. I go to a gym and they sell wheatgrass for $3 an ounce. What is this stuff right here? Tell me what this is. This is grass. Juice it. Drink it. Jeez, this is not rocket science, folks. I mean, it's like, it's everywhere. Okay, look around you right now. See all this green stuff? How many of you know how much of this you can eat? I'll bet most people here have no clue. That's what the video's about. I need to remind people that are like, okay, we're in like the most sophisticated country and the most evolved point in human history. We sent man to the moon, and we don't even know what we're supposed to eat. We have no clue. Can we eat that bush there? Is that edible? That tree? Can anybody tell me? Nobody knows. Yeah, we can eat the grass. Well, actually, no, you can't. You can, but you can't. And that's the tricky part. You can get down on the ground and start munching like a dog, but we can't digest cellulose. Our pancreas doesn't create cellulase. So what do you do to eat this? I mean, you can chew it like a cow for 12 hours. You know, a blender will break it up. I talk about all this in my book. I mean, yes, this is definitely edible, but you have to go through a process. You put it in the blender, you juice it, whatever. But you have to break apart the cells so you can get to the good stuff inside. But anyway, the point is, nobody knows. This is the most advanced society in the history of the world, and we have no clue anymore how we're supposed to live the way we were designed by God and nature. So that's my next book, my next DVD. It should be available by the end of the month. I don't know what it's called yet, but it's somewhere along the lines of free raw food or something like that. So that's my first project. Everything that I do is to self-empower people of how to make their own electricity for free from the sun, the wind, the air, the water. How to eat your own foods, that's free. And not depend on people for your health, for your money, for how to heal your relationships. I mean, I don't care about food. I really don't care if I ever eat it all again. If I cease to exist tomorrow, I want to be in the arms of someone that loves me while I breathe my last breath. And that to me is the most important thing. More than anything, I don't care about food. I want to be healthy and happy. And I think that energy, you know, the one thing that I remember the most, I always give this example because it's my favorite one. There was a volcano that exploded in Italy 2,000 years ago, Pompeii. And the ash cloud, it's this huge giant cloud of ash. It just goes through the air at 200 miles an hour, and whoever's in its way, it just freezes them and basically petrifies them in their position that they're in for forever. They found this couple in their bedroom. It's just a pair of skeletons now. And it's a famous picture. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's these two people hugging each other. It's called the eternal embrace. These two people knew they were going to die. They knew that death was only seconds away. Were they scared? I think they gave up. I think they had a resolve where they knew they were going to die. Fear was no longer like, why bother fearing? So they looked at each other and said, I love you. Let's end our life hugging, cuddling, spooning, whatever it is they did. That's how and they were frozen forever in time. And they became a picture that touches our hearts for 2,000 years later. Whatever they were feeling at that moment where they gave up everything. And think about it, isn't that what the Bible said? Isn't that what God said? To give up, to let go, to just let love in and just live like that? What those two people were feeling at the last second of their life, they gave up fear. Fear was useless at that point. They knew they were going to die. So all they had left was love. They left this life with love. Now what if you could live like that every moment of your life, even if it's the next 100 years? What if you become the healthiest person in the world? You eat raw food and you cleanse it every day. If you could come from that place, that energy, I swear you're going to help literally change the planet in a huge way. Because people around you are going to say, whoa, I want to be like that person.